Race number 5 is the first leg of the 6 up the 5th, and it's a Class 3 contest here over the 1200 metres with 3 horses making their Hong Kong debuts. Field is headed by Lockheed, who's placed 3rd on his 2 starts back this season. 5 elements, wide draw for him. Behind Rock Your Heart last time out, finishing 4th. Gets the cheek pieces on as well. California Concord run up to Scores of Fun last time out. We've got Prime Minister, first up since April. War of Courage coming off the all-weather. He ran last behind Gunnison last time. He was in the market though as well. Handsome 12, Navas 2 and Supreme Supreme are the horses making their Hong Kong debuts. And Lucky Quality, 4th up now for the campaign. His 2 wins have been at Sha Tin over the 1000 or at Happy Valley over the 1200, Tom.
Looks to be a good pace here with the 5 elements who have to come across from gate number 12 with California Concord out of 4. But also, Paul, the War of Courage does have a bit of pace, and so too one of the newcomers, Handsome 12.
Yeah, so look, I think he can just posse up underneath. War of Courage, he's the one that might just find it tough, and we'll see what happens here, whether he does try and push on with it or not, or sort of does end up with that 3-wide trip. Solid Impact, another one who did lead all the way when he was racing in New Zealand as well at one of his starts. I think he can go forward as well.
All right, we'll start with one of the favoured runners here, I'd imagine, in 5 elements, 2 starts. Hasn't won yet, but he's got close. His jockey is Joe Moreira.
Joe, 5 elements lining up over 1200 metres, a strong debut. How have you assessed his 2 runs to date? Was he just slightly below par last start?
I honestly was expecting him to do better than what he did. Not saying that he ran bad races, because on his preparation during his trials and his gallops, he was indicating that he's got a lot of ability. But he's just a young horse, he's still learning what race is about, and he deserves being forgiven, and gets me in particular to believe he hasn't really delivered what he's got best. So I don't think we're bad runs, and I'm honestly thinking that there is better to come from him.
Yeah, so he was 4th last time out. What was the situation with the stick with him last time out?
He was a bit unaware of what he should be doing, you know. He was hanging out, hanging in, he was snaking on the straight. At the last bit, probably the last 100 meters, he started to hang out, and I was a bit unsure if I had horses between me and the grey horse that was on my left, so I could not keep on using the whip on him. But I still believe that was a really good run, because he finished pretty close from the winner, and apparently the winner was a good horse. So, as I said, he's still a little bit green and immature, but as we keep on racing him, I think he'll be fine.
He's drawn a little awkwardly, but does he have that natural pace to get across and be on the speed?
I think, listen, I honestly thought he had more speed, but he hasn't been able to show that. He's been midfield in the past, and I think that's where he's going to be again. I mean, it would be nice for me to come and say he's got plenty of speed, he's going to come across and get a position easily, but apparently that's not the case. He's still a little bit green and immature. He might go there and jump out and put on a lot of speed early, but he might not. That's what he showed us in the past. But at the same time, I'm quite confident that he's a very nice horse, promising, and he's got a bright future being such a young horse.
A winner on Wednesday night for Frankie Law. Of course, this horse trained by Frankie Law, the way his stable's going at the moment must give you a lot of confidence every time you're legged up aboard one of his runners.
Definitely. Frankie's he's not just a good trainer, he's a good person as well, and he's been deserving all the success he's been getting. As you said, apparently his stable is on fire, and I see no reason why it should be changed that soon. You know, he's got his horses going very well.
Joe's had 17 rides for Frankie coming into the meeting, for 7 winners and 5 second placings as well. So they've got a good strike rate, and 5 elements could well improve that as well. We'll keep moving though, Paul, having a look at California Concord, Solid Impact and High Rise Soldier at Happy Valley.
Yeah, look, I thought it was a good run here from California Concord from the front. He's likely to go forward and lead again. You can see him just sort of run down late in this race. And a better run, a lot better run from Solid Impact. I mean, he's only had the 2 starts here. You can see him up against the rail there, finishing off nicely as well. So, look, I've got both these 2 horses in, and the horse that won has come out and won again on Wednesday night.
Yeah, absolutely. There was a little bit of early pressure in that race last time out, and California Concord was up in that pressure, and I did like the way Solid Impact has stayed on coming to Sha Tin. I think for the first time should suit.
All right, so top Handsome 12, one of our Hong Kong debutants here. Duke Kaboon was his name when he raced in Australia.
Yes, he was trained by Smiley Chan over there, and Benno Jung trains him here. Jerry Chow rides 2 trials. This one, of course, in behind Golden 60. I thought just off the pace in the trial and stayed on well enough, Paul, coming out of wins at Ballarat and Bendigo.
Yeah, he was right on the cusp for me, actually. I think he can get himself into a nice position. He's only had the 2 trials. He's 11.42 pounds. So, I'll be keeping an eye on him in this race for sure.
23 and 5.8, Handsome 12's price at the moment. Supreme's been up at Chung Fa, Paul. He's another Hong Kong debutant.
Yeah, look, he's sort of right on the bush, this horse. He's in Queensland. He's 1,016 pounds, so he's not the biggest. He was pushed out to run second in this trial. He's had the 2 trials. He did wear blinkers in all his runs in Australia. He hasn't worn blinkers here. I know you quite like him, Tom, but not for me.
I think he's got very, very questionable form coming into with this known as Isis Brumby when he was trained by Kevin Miller. Wins at Rockhampton, Bundaberg and Gladstone. We can't even watch some of those wins. They were on the sand. Definitely not for me.
All right. He's a similar sort of price, though, to Handsome 12 and the other debutants, Paul, as well, in Navas too. But 5 Elements, no surprises, is the favourite.
Yeah, and I've got him on top as well. It's interesting to hear what Joe was saying. He said he's not sure whether he sort of makes his own mind up when he jumps out. He's still young horse, but he's shown a bit of speed in his recent gallops as well. So he's on top. The 2 to beat the 5 Solid Impact as an improver. Lockheed doesn't win out of turn, does he, Lockheed? But with Zach on, he ran well last time and has put 2 together. So I wanted to keep him on a minor line along with California Concord. 2, 5, 1 and 3.
Yeah, we're firing in similar sort of numbers here. I've gone with Solid Impact on top, horse number 5 for David Hall and Matthew Poon. I like the way he finished off last time out, and he beaten 3 3/4. And at the moment, you get a decent price about him at 23 to 1. 5 Elements is in there. I think he's probably one of the horses to beat. Interesting, Joe's comments that he might not necessarily be on the pace. He could be somewhere midfield. California Concord and Lockheed as well. So 5, 2, 3 and 1.
2 and 1 the queue for me. I have included, though, Navas too. I thought his trials have looked okay. So have a look at, for him, his name was Tadashi Hamada when he raced in Australia. Won 2 of his 7 starts there. That's the first leg of the 6 up, Class 3 over the 1200.